Good evening, November Foxtrot. Welcome to the show. And we're joined by the man, the myth, the legend, Tony Whitmarsh from Rift. Tony, before we properly get started, can we see the little figurine again? Because that was amazing.
You want to see my little me?
Yeah. Show us mini Tony.
So we say.
You ready? He's coming in. Hang on, there he is.
So it's life size, Tony.
Yeah, thanks for that. Look at that. Anyway,
so we're going to be.
Why I've got that.
Yeah,
we're going to be chatting to Tony this evening about all things Rift, specifically focusing on the new Blackstone CQB, which having had the privilege of playing. I know obviously Andy's been there pretty much day and night working through it as well.
Thick of it. I come home and I can't even get away from it now.
There's no getting away, Andy. Well, let's be fair. And it's a good evening, everybody. Thanks for tuning in or listening in, even now or later on. So hello to everyone. Andy, you've pretty much been project lead on the whole development from the day one, really. And as I said to you, 1-to-1 when we had a little bromance there, I said thank you, mate, because you've been honestly, without Andy's input, it wouldn't be anywhere where it is right now. And he knows that, and I know that. There's been a few ups and downs and ins and outs as any project. It's a big achievement, and but without Andy, it wouldn't be anywhere as good as it will be when it's open. So thank you, Andy.
That's well, just do it.
That's the official thank you. I'm not paying you any more money, by the way, but thank you.
Steve's popped on and said, "Hey, that's my dad."
Hey, Steve.
Hey, your dad's on the big TV on some people's houses.
On the telly.
On the telly.
That's my dad. Let me just. I'm just going to turn the volume down on my phone. I'll have all my fans, ringing me.
If you have a question for Tony throughout the episode, if you throw it with a little cue into the chat, we can basically try and highlight those. But yeah, so Tony, tell us first off about what Blackstone CQB is. What's the kind of the ethos of what you've been trying to create with it?
Well, I'll be honest with you. It's wow, where do I start? It's actually bigger now than it was ever supposed to be. But I'll go right back to the beginning. And when Jake and Steve created White Sphere Tactical, and they were running a shop alongside Rift Airsoft at Redcon 2 and the Bomb Dump and any other site, ComSite 3, all the sites. The natural development was they were looking to get a shop, and a high street shop is always, the first port of call, but the downside with any high street shop, not that I've got the basic experience, but just obvious, is you're relying on people coming in off the street. You're relying on what sort of parking you've got. I'd imagine it's a harder process, but what we do know is if you put a good retail shop with an airsoft site, the two together, it's just a win-win factor, isn't it? I mean, so with their experience, a couple of years down the line, they were looking high streets just too expensive. And then Jake at White Street Tactical, he came last July, I think it was. He found Blackstone Road, the building there, invited me up to have a look around. I went up there. Wow, I was blown away by it. And we started talking numbers and what we could do and how we could make it work. And it kind of grew from there, really. So if I'm being honest, I've always wanted a home base, like a site that I could say is HQ, a proper HQ, not my house, if you like, somewhere which really is a Rift HQ. But moving from that, I wouldn't be able to do it on my own. I mean, everybody knows how expensive things are now, and business rates, rent, and all the utilities. And I've had my fair share of very bad experiences with utility companies. So, I knew that, with those guys on board as well, Jake and Steve at White Sphere Tactical, it's definitely a recipe for a successful. Well, if we can't make it work, I mean, and we're nobody special, but we got the passion, we've got some experience maybe. So if we can't get it right, then I don't know who can. It's but there you go. So, and then from there, obviously, with Andy's input and everybody else that's been on the project, I kind of wanted to build something that was really unusual and hasn't really been done before. And that isn't because, I just want to be, I don't know, showing off or anything. It's just, I just wanted somewhere where I could immerse people, so when they come in, they don't feel that they're just running around an empty warehouse with some pallets, and which is fine, by the way. Let's be honest about it. You're there to obviously, use their wonderful riffs and whatever to knock out the opponent, and who cares what you're hiding behind. But I thought I wanted to take it to the next level, to really build an immersive indoor movie set kind of thing, which I do feel we've achieved. I really do. We've got effects in there. The whole place is ground floor built. So imagine an empty warehouse. Bring 2,200 breeze blocks in, build them up, and then put the floor on top of that and build that up as well. And with all the props and everything else we've got going in there, it really is an achievement. It really is. And I still pinch myself when I walk around. I still get lost in it. I still literally get lost. I go up there and I think, I've gone the wrong way. I need to go that way. So it is one of them places that it's just amazing. So at the moment, we're wallpapering it. We're actually wallpapering. I bought 500 rolls of wallpaper, and I'll probably run out. So and then I've got loads of tables, chairs. We've got some stained glass, which is plastic, going in the church. We've built a church in it and everything. I mean, I think Andy.
Have we lost him?
I don't know. He's frozen.
He's frozen. We've killed him. Bear with us. I will I will drop him a message now.
Well, I'll say hello to the audience.
Filler.
So we've got
Gap filler.
No, that's fine. So we're joined in the audience tonight, the virtual audience, by Damien, call sign Samurai, Pegasus. We've got Landnav Challenge, Harry, Will, Les.
Yeah, I'm back. Was that me that lost? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just froze in a really.
The whole chat froze. Hazel said, "Wasn't just me."
Oh, okay.
Brilliant. Thanks, StreamYard.
So that's it. Bye, everybody.
Yeah. So we may have some technical issues tonight.
So for those that, because I mean, I would suggest that a lot of people have probably been to a CQB site of some sort. You've obviously mentioned that you're going for like a USP of something completely different that not been done before. Talk us through, because you mentioned special effects. You've got obviously the 2 stories and everything like that. You've got some very unique buildings, having sort of visited, say a couple of weeks ago. Talk us through sort of the different arenas and why you came up with some of the different areas that you've got. So, for example, you've got like a garage and a church and the like. Yeah,
that's right. So it was actually Hazel that was Hazel, by the way, is the boss behind Rift. I think everyone knows Hazel. I stood in the middle of the empty warehouse with one little L-shaped mezzanine floor, and I just couldn't get the vision. I just couldn't get it. And then Hazel said, "Why don't you build a little cottage under the mezzanine floor and go from there?" And as soon as she said the word cottage, I just imagined this little building with a little front door and some little flowers out the front. It just popped in there, and it was like a floodgate of ideas from there. So Hazel takes credit for that 100%, because I just couldn't get started in my mind. I had lots of different ideas. So then when Hazel said cottages, right, okay, we're going to build a row of cottages, and the mezzanine floor will then have the attic of those cottages above it. So that basically was that design done, thanks to Hazel. And then in front of that, we've built a grocery store, a post office, a jail, the church, the garage, and then we've got a pub as well, which serves really... No, it doesn't really. It's fake. And another little cottage at the back there. So I think, Andy, you've got a map, haven't you? Have you got the map on your computer?
I'm trying to get it loaded up still.
Trying to get it up.
Yeah. That's what happens when you turn 40, mate.
Well, you are in your seasonal years now, Andy.
Yeah.
Anyway, so on my Facebook page, I did put an introduction to Blackstone CQB. It's got the ground floor map, and it's got the first floor map, which is upstairs. Then what we've done is we've basically linked all of the upper floor buildings together with basically sort of ramps that not ramps, but they're actually like little tunnels that join everything up. And there's lots of stairwells that allows you to go back down. So people that played it for the test game a couple of weeks ago gave us the feedback, which I'll be honest with you, there was 98% positive. There was just a few tweaks that we knew about anyway. And then I did get some comments, well, it's not finished. And I was like, well, I know it. Oh, I know it's not finished. Yeah. Thanks.
Well done.
Thanks for letting me know that. Yeah. It's it'll be better when it's finished. Yes, it will be better when it's finished. In fact, it will never be finished because we're just going to keep adding to it. You know? So
no, it will be finished at some point.
No,
I need to go back to normal life.
Andy, you're stuck with this for 10 years.
Oh, Jesus.
10 years. Yeah.
Right, Mike, close down Superflow.
So look, you know, with the sound effects as well, anyone again that played the test weekend, they probably will remember that the sound effects of gunfire and rumbling noises in the background was present for 90% of the time, and then now and again it stopped while it went on to a new loop. And that was just a placeholder sound anyway. That wasn't the final one we're going to use, or we're going to use many. Thanks to Alex, who's our special effects guy. You know, as soon as the sound went off, it just lost its ambience, you know. So the sound is a really good important thing. Somebody else said, "Oh, it's really dark." Well, that's because only about 6 out of the 40 lights we've having fitted were in at that point. And we've got the cameras to go in as well. Everything's going to be filmed, recorded, streamed back to a TV in the safe zone, and also live if we just put it on Facebook or whatever. So lots of cameras for safety. And also we can look back if there's any disputes, should we say. I can look back very quickly and say, oh, yeah, I can see that young person wasn't quite doing what they should be doing. Time they got in their car and left. So we can keep eyes on it. How do you marshal a CQB site with so many corners, so many little rooms, so many little alleyways? So by putting cameras everywhere, that helps me out a lot.
But you've come up with quite an ingenious workaround on that as well, with the numbered armbands,
that's right.
which I've never seen in airsoft before.
No, that's right. So yeah, again, identification when everyone's wearing full face and blah blah blah, you know, you don't really know who people are. I say to people, I've not seen you ages, and they say, well, I was there last week when you were there, and I was like, if I don't see you in the safe zone, I don't see you. But again, so everyone that arrives will be signing in and getting a numbered armband, and then that's that number then will be linked to their name. So we know that number 22 is Andy Bob, you know, and if number 22 is doing things he shouldn't be doing, then number 22 is the person we can quickly get, oh, it's Andy Bob, and goodbye, Andy Bob. We'll not see you again. And also just for safety, we just basically identify everyone by their number. It will make a big difference. Oh, look, there's the lovely Hazel with my coffee that is now tea. Thanks.
Tea.
But there's a 50-50. It's tea or coffee. I always get the wrong one. It's a thing. So, but yeah, so the numbered armband I think will work quite well. We did have some feedback that identifying an enemy was an issue. But again, you know, that goes back to in dark areas, you know, unless you light somebody up, you're just going to have to take a best guess or communicate or, you know, work as a team, that sort of thing. We have toyed with the idea of glow sticks or, you know, silooms, whatever you want to call them. But again, that's a giveaway then. You know, in the dark, you'll see little silooms or glow sticks moving around everywhere. We can do different games with different things, but for the most part, we'll just use the numbered armbands and light the areas up accordingly. We're not looking to have it running as a blackout site because that's more for the next level, if you like. You know, if we do like a real sort of fright nights in there, things that really do need the darkness to add a little bit more atmosphere. So for the most part, it'll be a dull but still lit, you know, and everything's going to run off a tablet. So we can change colors on the lights. We can put the volume up, the volume down. We can bring a helicopter flying across. We can do all the things with these special effects. We've got fog machines in there as well. Yeah,
Alex was saying there's about you can have an explosion in the right hand corner and the lights will go off.
Yeah,
and
then
you'll
if
have
we
the
want to
sound
change
in the right hand corner and the lights.
That's right. And as you know, we've discussed, Andy, if we want to have the last 5 minutes of the game, everyone has to get into the green area, like the pug games where the map shrinks and shrinks. Everyone we can put the lights on wherever we want, and everyone has to, but nobody knows where it's going to be. So then you have to fight to that corner or into the middle, or we can just do loads of things with it. So I'm really excited for it. I'm a little bit nervous as well because it's something that we've never done before. But with the skilled people around and all the ideas, it's just going to be fun, isn't it? And that's all it's supposed to be, isn't it? Fun. That's it. There's nothing else. So,
Drew asks, with the sounds of the look, are you going to add smell with the smell of smoke and cordite?
There'll be a lot of smell going on in there. It's by some fans, I think.
Yeah, the summer games are not going to be great in there, I'll tell you.
I'll speak with these special effects guy. I mean, there is, because he has got a machine that is producing vapor and smoke, maybe there is something like that we could put in.
So far we can make it strawberry or lemon.
Okay, strawberry lemon's good, isn't it? I mean, but the cordite smell will be nice, yeah. Again, I've over the years I've used a lot of blank firing machine guns when I've done the reenactments, and I'm a big fan of that smell. I really like that cordite smell. I don't know why, nice but it's just one of those things. Yeah, so I like that.
I was just amused by the theory that we go for you work for all the senses. So there's taste, there's just some of the wallpapers are like the Willy Wonka ones with where you can lick the different flavors on the wall.
I'm not sure I want people going around licking the wall.
Or the windows.
There's another place you can go to do things like that. It's definitely not an airsoft venue. But look, the whole idea, I mean, when you arrive at Blackstone CQB, you're going to be greeted there with a parking marshal, as you always do at Rift Airsoft. Concrete parking, it's nice. So all your kits just stays clean. That's nice. We've not had that before, so we're not. This to us.
We've never had clean.
Not really. No, even the battery, the Essex site we ran, that had outdoor environments, and when it rained, which it did pretty much from the day we opened, all that mud would be brought inside. People would be slipping around, and it was just horrible. Whereas Blackstone CQB is literally bone dry, no dirt, no mud. It's clean, so that's good. Sadly, the safe zone is upstairs, so unfortunately we haven't got wheelchair access or anything like that for anyone that would like to visit. I mean, maybe down the line we could get some form of lift installed, but you're talking thousands and thousands. So it is literally in through the front door, up 2 sets of stairs, which isn't very steep. I can manage it, and I'm old. So then that puts you straight into the White Sphere Tactical showroom shop. And then you round into a safe area, which you've got all your tables set up. Everyone gets a nice big area to set up on. We've got a strict rule in place. If you drop BBs on the floor, you pick them up.
And it's a 50p fine for each one.
Yeah, we don't want it. When I was at the battery, I swept. There was a lot of people with me sweeping, and there was more pellets in the safe zone where people load up their guns than there was, I think, in the game area. It was ridiculous. I just don't get it. I've been loading mags. Well, I've been playing, I say, 1994, 30 years I've been involved in airsoft, and I don't drop my BBs all over the floor. So I can do it. And if I do have a spillage, I clean up, So anyway, so he's a nice
I dropped 2 at the training, the test weekend, and I was like, "Oh crap! Right, I've got to find them. I've got to find them."
What I said to people there is it's your site. So if we look after the site for you, then we look after. It's just going to be. Look, we'll always go. Of course, we're going to have a clean up. Of course, we are. That's what we do. But it'll be really handy if people support us and just keep the safe zone nice and clean and tidy. It's just a standard, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then that way, same as the shooting range.
I don't think that just applies to your sites. In all honesty, I think people should do that across the board. Like it's if you go to Longmoor or anything like that, just treat it with some respect. If you're going to go and play airsoft somewhere, it's probably somewhere you want to go and play airsoft. So just don't be a dick about it. Like, it's not hard.
Yeah. Well, put it this way: for everything that people drop or make a mess of, or break or damage or whatever, there's a reaction to that, isn't there? That means somebody else has to then come along and pick it up, move it, tidy it, or replace it. So I'm going to be a little bit more hands-on with unnecessary mess and I'd say disrespect in a way. It's a lovely venue. It's very nice to look at when you walk in there. Wow, look at this. It's air conditioned. It's nice. Got vending machines in. There's a viewing area, free tea and coffee. I mean, literally, it's a lovely setup area. And once you've got all your kit together, you go down the stairs on the other side and then straight into eye protection, straight into the shooting range. And we've spent you have, Andy, lots of time building a very, very high quality shooting range with we've actually got movie set boards on the wall that look like concrete. It's not concrete, but it was just an empty room. So I'm lucky to know a particular chap that's worked on movies and he's collected some bits, and we've come to an arrangement, and we've got them in there, and it looks really nice. So we've got a sofa and a little table there. There's benches for you to set up your kit. We'll eventually would like to offer people time to be spending there to upgrade. They can, because it's so well lit in there, and the area is so clean, if you like, and tidy. You can spend time upgrading your guns and just tinkering with them, get on the range, making sure they're working back to, so it's really nice. And then there's the Attack Sense, which is an amazing product. We can do little tournaments in there with all the little lights flashing, and you can do your own thing there. So that'll all be ready and set up. And then when you come out of that area, you then go into the game area, which is the ground floor, straight next to the garage and the cottage that's on your left, looking straight through to the forecourt, which is where the rest of the actual game area is. So it is amazing. It really is. And I'm not just saying that because it's my idea, if you like, or with everyone involved. It's just how it's turned out. And again, you guys have been there, and you were there, Mike, when it was just a shell, really. I mean, it's really
it was still so much fun. So I literally ran around with a pistol with one mag and a knife, mostly because my gun was too hot, and I don't know why. I've still got to investigate that. But genuinely, I didn't go through one 24-round mag. I just, at one point, one game, just stood in what I called Stabby Alley because it was just dead black. And then
that bit down the back behind the cottages.
Yeah. Well, look, we've got a lot of doors. We've got doors and windows going in. We've, painstakingly worked out the ones that will definitely remain closed. We can't have all the windows just wide open like they were on the test game. It's too exploity. You can just put rounds right across the site. So I think, is it 50 odd windows, Andy, they've made?
There's 55 windows in total.
5 window frames have been made. And this is all bespoke as well. It's all literally handmade for this site. And the majority have got hinges, so we can open and close when we want to. Lots of doors are going in. We've got the old-fashioned looking doors on the cottages. I've ordered lots and lots and lots of fake ivy and trellis. So we're going to put plants all up the walls of the buildings and little fake plant pots outside the buildings with the shutters, like you'd see on the old French windows. Things like that. The walkways are all going to be painted brown and black, roadway or pathway. Just loads. I mean, literally way too much. It's almost a shame in a way. It's just going to get loads of people running around it shooting each other with pellets because it's literally, it's going to look amazing. But that's what it's for, and the story behind Blackstone, it's just fiction, but it's like a 1980s European village. And as I wrote on the write up for it, the villagers moved out, soldiers moved in. They had a battle there, trashed the place a bit, left ammo crates behind, and other things that you'll see we leave there. And they moved on, and now we're the new soldiers that are going in to take victory from the enemy. So it's just a bit of fun, and I just hope everyone enjoys it because it's. It's taken a lot out of everything. It's taken everything I've got, if I'm being honest. And anyone that goes there and anyone that has been a part of it will know that's true. It's taken everything. So hopefully And it's been really good. We opened booking on Monday. Where are we? Wednesday now. And I opened 8 bookings and 5 are fully booked, which is really, really, thank you.
Yeah, thanks. That's my wages.
Yeah, no, that's just, People says, when will you see a return? I don't think I'll ever be alive.
I will. I'll see a good return.
Yeah. So look, it's not going to be, even on opening, it's going to be 98% there, but there's always stuff to do to it. It's such a big project. And
I've actually got the photos up now.
Oh, you've got the pictures. Should we ever?
I've got some photos.
What have we got?
Let's get that. So this is some of the decorating that we've done over the last couple of days. This is the top of looking out of one of the windows, looking downstairs to one of the second levels. So that's the sort of level of detail that we're trying to do and trying to get in. That's the church roof that we had a proper abseiler, like literally all chained up and ready to go.
Oh, yeah, you're up there. Yeah. That's them building it, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's it finished. So as you can see, we're not pulling any punches. And this is the site. So if you wanted to have a little,
there it is. Yeah, look at that. Yeah. So if you see down the bottom there, it says main entrance. That's your door in, and you go up the stairs. It takes you obviously upstairs. When you come back downstairs, you'll be coming in on the left-hand side, and then in towards where it says the shooting range. Yeah, there's the upstairs. Yeah.
So there you are.
I walked around it with a really nice chap called Matt, who's our estate agent at the time. He was the one that showed us around. And we stood on the mezzanine.
Very satisfying when he came back.
Yeah. We stood on the mezzanine. I always listen to feedback. I like, as everyone knows, I do like a chat. And Matt was saying, Tony, I just don't think it's big enough. And he said, if you do take this building on, you're going to have to really get the plan right. You're going to have to really get it so it doesn't bottleneck, and you get as much as you can in for the floor space you've got. And excuse me. And when Matt came back to have a look round only literally a little while ago, he was very pleasing for me. He was very surprised and said, "Wow, how did you do that?" sort of thing. So yeah, that really pleased me that I got his seal of approval on that, because he was the main one that was.
Yeah, you told us, didn't you, the build team, and we just went, right, hold our beers.
Yeah. Well, if you look at the map there, you can see that everything you can go around pretty much. The idea of the design is that if you get stuck on a corner, just reverse back and go through a door. And if you can't go that way, then pull back again and go up the stairs and come around the back and then shoot them in the bottom. It literally is very, very free-flowing site. That is a good thing, but it's also bad because you never know when somebody can come up behind you. Because if somebody does get a break, gets up a set of stairs, or even just gets around the building that you're stood on one side, they come around on the other, you're going to feel a little sting in the bottom. So again, it's one of those sites you really do need to buddy up. You need to work as a team, and just make sure you've got eyes on each corner, really, and try and communicate, And
you got to think this is just the ground floor. Like you've still got.
Yeah, that's just downstairs. Yeah. And then you go up and you've got that, obviously. And you forget how high it is as well. The amount of people that I walked around to show them round inside, and they stand up and look out the window and they go, oh, because it's a good 12-foot drop, I think. Is it 12 foot, Andy? 3
meters, exactly.
Right. Okay. That's high enough.
Yeah.
Some people took that. Oh, they didn't realise they were that high, and it is good. And the viewing areas as you walk around with so many windows, it really does give you that feeling that you're high up and you've got, well, if the windows are allowed to be open, you've got a good angle on people. But again, we've got feedback from the test weekend, which proved that people did enjoy shooting at a 45 degree. And we'll decide when we do that, we'll have single level shooting, and then later on we'll say, right, you can elevate, we'll open some windows, we'll just make it different. We'll block alleyways off. So one game you're running down, you can go all the way to the end. Next game you go down, it's blocked off. You're like, oh, I have to go this way now. So we just change things up, and always listen to feedback.
Yeah.
That's the
I've got to admit, the one thing I really loved was being able to basically have a block war. So there was a few of us in the post office literally shooting people in the supermarket, like literally just shooting through windows, and it was hilarious because you could duck down, crawl to a different window, and then pop back up again. That was I enjoyed that.
I mean, the most nerve-wracking thing was we laid wood on the floor. You might remember, Andy, we put CLS wood on the floor to represent where the bricks were going to go.
Picture of that.
And there is a picture, I think. And there's my van. Look, that's the empty. Look at that. Look how empty that is. Look, there it is. Wow.
Is that?
Do you see that picture, Mike?
Yeah. Oh, it's mad, isn't it? Like the level of change between what it was and what it is now is just phenomenal.
Yeah. Well, you can't see anything now. You literally, it's just solid.
So
yeah. Over. I think it's 2,400 blocks, wasn't it, Andy, that went in?
Yeah, 2,400 blocks. I think we're up to about 18,000 lengths of CLS.
Holy, really?
Yeah.
Is that what I can't afford my mortgage?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to sell my mini-me.
There's old Ollie. I hope he
listens. A few
to
questions in the chat. If you want to keep flicking through photos, Andy, well, I'll bring some of those up at the same time. Mitchell asks, will Blackstone be just weekend based, or will there be midweek or Friday evening games?
No, so the plan is we're going to get this year out of the way, so that it'll be weekends up to the new year. And in the new year, we're looking at doing Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, or Monday, Thursday, Fridays, depending on, it'd be shown. We've got full planning permission to use it 7 days a week. So realistically, wow, look, there's the jail. It'd be a shame to waste it, wouldn't it? I've always had a thought of doing maybe a Fright Night Friday where we, my dad's ringing me. Look, there's a picture of my dad on the thing.
There you go.
Bless him.
You can answer if you want and say,
I'll ring him back later. He'll tell me about he's going back to the doctors. He'll tell me all that. Bless him. So we are going to be running midweek games, absolutely, in the evenings, definitely. But that'll be in the new year. And I'd love to do realistic game nights where we got pistols with proper mags that just hold 12 rounds rather than the big drum mags that have got 2,000 HPAs. Love HPAs. Drum mags are great. But I might do the realism nights as well. It's a little bit more or ammo restricted, so you're not just banging loads of rounds off trying to, there's the range. Look at the range. Wow. You built that, Andy?
I did.
Well, you bit a bit of it anyway.
I built all of that. Everyone else bloody left me.
I mean, even on the walls there, that isn't just black paint. I've actually bought a rubber material that absorbs, and it also deadens the sound. It's soundproofing. So when you're on the range shooting, the people in the game area aren't put off by noise coming from the range. Yeah, see? So we thought of that as well.
That was. Cheers, Tony.
It took a lot more to put up, but it's little touches like that. There you go. That's that is the shooting range before it even started.
The shooting range, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? And that's where all the where that table's set up. That's actually in the cottage, and then on the other side is the garage where the little car is, the little Morris Traveller we've got.
All that's all come out.
Yeah, so it's been a lot of hard work. I mean, but we've done all this in what is it? 3 months, Andy? 3.5?
Yeah, 3.5 months.
Yeah, it's not bad. My bank account says it is, but.
I'll try and get some more. Yeah. I'll try and get some more photos in a second.
Are any pyro/BFGs allowed?
Yeah, so hello, Matt. Hello, Matt. Matt, by the way, is one of my listen to this. So I met Matt Reed at Cottenham about 1,000 years ago. Okay. And he was when we ran Cottenham, it was all friends and family that used to come up. That's how we started, really. But Matt Reed, in my memory, in my opinion at the time, he was the first proper airsoft player that come to play at Cottenham. So much love to Matt there. He goes back with us right to day one. So, and here he is. But anyway, absolutely, Matt. We tested Mark 5s, and I literally blew my ears out. So we're allowed BFGs. We've got the little the 9mm blank, the 308. Where I've got one.
308, yeah.
Oh, the 308. So we've got these. Where are they? These little things. They're the little ones. We're allowing these. They're more of a thud than a bang, so we like them. And of course, you've got the little primers as well. But we're not allowing paper pyro like Mark 5s, Mark 4s, anything like that. And we're not allowing smoke either. As everyone knows, the upstairs is timber, wallpapered timber, which we don't want to catch fire. So BFG only, basically.
Matt also says back at you, Tony.
We'll meet up soon. I'm not far from him now either. Every time Matt used to play at other sites, it'd take him 2.5 hours to get there, I think. But we're not far, I think, from one. I'm not sure where he's living now, but yeah, I think we're still much nearer than we've ever been. So I'm sure he'll pop in and visit.
Right, we've got a few questions in from Les, so we'll start with the first one. Evening, Tony. Congratulations on the site, fella. Have you had any professional/military input into the build?
Yeah, my input. No. The answer is not professional. No. Having said that, we did a lot of researching and looking. Andy is involved or has been involved with different training things, and so the actual building itself, because it's all built with block downstairs, means we can hang doors and blow doors off if we want. We can do different scenarios there, but there isn't actually any what I'd say military input on an official scale. But it's been in mind, if that makes sense. So we've built it so it can be abused a little bit, if that's the right word for it. Yeah. Well, again, there's a lot of training people that would like to get in there and use it for something more serious, than just airsoft. If that's when you look at it serious, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, actually, that nicely follows on to LandNav Challenge. Will it be able to hire it for private games?
Yes, because it's very expensive and I need everybody's money. No, on a serious note, yeah, we've got full planning permission, 7 days a week, really. So when the doors are closed, it's not being used; it's being wasted. So obviously, yeah. My email address, tony@riftairsoft.com. If you want to go in there and do something, drop me an email. Let's see what we can do. No problem. Otherwise, it's just sitting there empty.
Les asks, how many players can you have on site and how many players can you have in a game?
Right. So basically, we tested it. Saturday, we had we did 2 days, a Saturday and a Sunday, to test it. Mm-hmm. We had 40 players on the Saturday, and it played amazingly well. And we had 50 on the Sunday. It played very well, but it was very busy. So my booking in numbers is 36. And the reason why I've gone lower is to make sure there will never, ever be bottlenecking, sardines. It'll always have room to move. Too many people, bad experience, or it could be a bad experience. So 36 is the prime number we're booking in at. If we get a couple of marshals that are playing that day, 1 or 2, that'll be 38. So, it won't break the bank. It will break the site, should we say. I'd love to have 50 people running around it because it would bring in more revenue. But again, I think what would happen there is people would say it's a great site, but there's just too many people. And unfortunately, people just wouldn't book in. They'd say it's good, but I can't move. So we did try different spawns. We gave people unlimited lives on 1, 2. We did team deathmatch just as a bit of fun. 1 life and you're out. Of course,
I love that. I thought that was wicked because it went really quick.
Sitting on the bench too early, and people are paying. Obviously, on a that was a test weekend, so nobody paid for that. But when people are putting their money on the table, they want to be playing airsoft, not sitting down because they got shot so quick. So
just get better.
I think the sweet spot was you get.
I was waiting for that.
Yeah, 3 lives and you're out. Three and you're out. And what that means is it gives people on the whistleblower on the start, they can get out of their respawn, push the boundaries hard, and if they do get hit, they've got another 2 lives. They push again, not too aggressive this time. Hold back a bit. If they get hit again, they know they've got one more chance, and then they're on the bench. And then you see more tactical side of it. We're running 20-minute games, 2 games back to back. So you go out there 20 minutes, we stop, swap spawns, go again, go back for a break, back out again, back to back for a break. Out again, so we get about 8 games in, and then a little one at the end if we can. So it's intense. It really is. All of Rift Airsoft since day one has always been about community and spending a lot of time chatting in the safe zone, and we have a bit longer for lunch. But Blackstone CQB, as much as we want that, we want to give people value for money in the 5-hour block they get. And the reason that I've chosen to do 2 blocks a day is having 36 people in the site for the whole day. If I'm being honest, number one, will not pay the bills. That's just being honest. And number 2, it's too long.
The people that are saying that they want to do both morning and afternoon.
I wouldn't. Yeah.
I'm there. Like
Yeah.
we're like us and the build team, like who have been phenomenal. They've been there since like 6 o'clock. Literally by 2 o'clock, just from walking around doing general building, you're knackered. Like and that's not running around trying to avoid getting shot. That is literally just walking around fixing stuff. You are the people that do it all day. If they can do it all day without dying or definitely feeling it the next day, then fair play.
As I said, the site is designed for a slower paced tactical kind of. I think if you just run through the corridors and alleyways, you're just going to get shot a lot anyway. So slow it down a bit, but it is quite intense. And I think, like the battery, we had so many people. That was the other CQB or indoor site we had. So many people wouldn't do the whole day, and it wasn't. You'll say everything all right, and they go, "Yeah, I'm just knackered." By 2 o'clock, they were going home. It was just, or 3 o'clock, just stood in the safe zone chatting and having a laugh, which is brilliant, by the way. I think doing morning and afternoon sessions at Blackstone, personally, I think that's too much. But again, it's horses for courses. If you've got the energy to do that and you want to do it, then
fair play.
I
say fair play. Yeah.
No, I couldn't do it. Definitely not. And I think as well, like anything, if you have too much of a good thing, that's not good either. You get bored of it, and it's only one. We're not moving the whole walls around. We can only move certain things. So again, I'm not saying you get bored of it really quick, but if you played it every week or two, you'd always look forward to going back. But if you're just playing it constant, little and often.
Yeah,
little and often,
too much of a good thing is bad for you.
In a way, yeah. I love a
my
burger.
stomach tells me that.
If I have a burger every day, I don't like burgers. It's that sort of thing. So, but there you go. But of course, because it's a new site as well, I think people are really keen to get in there and really experience it, especially with it being finished compared to the last time they played. There's quite a few people that have got the bookings to play again because they played the test game and they're back in on the Saturday. So it'd be nice to hear their feedback, how it was for them then and now how it is now, but again, there'll be a lot of tweaks. That's the most I know that we'll still need to tweak, but I think we've definitely got something special. Very much.
Thanks.
So,
the site's not bad either.
Sorry,
I said thanks. The site's not bad either. When you said we got something very special.
You mentioned burgers. There's a couple of questions about whether there's a cafe or you serving hot food.
Well, all Rift sites, Hazel, the lovely Hazel, bought my tea in. She could have, by the way, bought a Rift mug in. Our whole cupboard, we've got 30 mugs. 29 of them are Rift mugs. This one is the only one that isn't. And this is what anyway, right, so moving on. Sorry, Hazel, love you. Food, right? So Hazel does the catering at Redcon, Coms 3, everywhere we've ever been. But unfortunately, because of the sheer volume of games that we're running at all different times, she's decided to get in 2 nice big vending machines, which does snacks. And she saved up a lot of money to do that, to give that for people. So there's always something to buy there. So the answer is at this stage, no. We have a cabin there that's been delivered, which from the battery, which has a kitchen in it. So if we ever choose to maybe do something in the future, and Hazel would like to cook up, she can. But at the moment, with everything going on, we're just holding back on that and saying the great thing is there's a Greg's up the road. Andy, how much money has been spent at Greg's since we've been building? It's
Greg's
thousands.
Greg's have got a new extension. So have the Just Eat drivers that have.
Just Eat drivers,
I can promise you, Just Eat and delivery drivers know exactly where that address is. For every single one in Huntingdon knows where that is now.
5 minutes. 5 minutes from Blackstone CQB. You've got KFC, McDonald's. There's a Tesco's. There's the Greg's. I mean, literally, Huntingdon. It's like the centre of the universe. Yeah. Everything exists in Huntingdon, and it's right on the A1. It's like I didn't realise that it's such an awesome place. So so what we could do is we could take in an order maybe. I mean, I'm just throwing this out there, so don't quote me on this, but maybe if we were to put an order in for those pizza slices from Greg's, when people arrive and they put an order in, we could order it and have it delivered for them. That's no problem. Yeah. I mean, we'll see how we go, but unfortunately, Rift and Hazel won't be doing hot food to start with for the reasons explained.
Obviously, with the hot food, some people might be asking or thinking that because obviously at Redcon and at Comms 3, when we get that back, there is options to stay over on site. That's not possible there, is it?
No, unfortunately, no. I mean, Huntingdon. So basically, it is an industrial area. It's a working environment, so there's no camping at all. I mean, I could have a word with the local hoteliers. I'm sure there's something local. I don't know if there's a campsite local that you can book into. Yeah, there is. Yeah.
5 minutes up the road towards St Ives.
But again, because I suppose my train of thought is really different where this site's concerned. So Redcon 2, for example, which is where we host Shift Your Rifts, which is my favourite event of the year. I love it to bits. I absolutely love it. The buzz I get from that is just, it's like an adrenaline rush all the time. I love it. But having loads and loads of people camping on an active MOD site with all the armoured vehicles we've got and all the traders and that, it's just amazing experience. But again, Blackstone CQB is a different experience. It's basically get there, shoot, have fun, burn some calories, have a chat with your mates, buy loads of stuff from White Sphere and go home. It's just, and come back again another time. It's not the same. It's not the same community. Well, it is the community, but it's not the same like overnight sleep in there. And it's just, well, you can't do it anyway. So, it is a shame maybe, but again, I think it's nice to have different sites with different.
Well, it's a CQB site, isn't it? I mean, that's ultimately it's not, for all intents and purposes, you're not going to be running mil sims there, are you? You're not going to be having. Well,
not really.
But you're not going to have 48-hour events there, for example. It'll be
not 48 hours. I've had a few emails from almost like LARPers, people that would like to spend time as if, and actually very low numbers, private booking, like a role play experience where they are in a village and certain areas are blocked off and the enemy's one side and they've got to figure out clue. I mean, I've had lots of emails and some great ideas, but that's for them to book and do privately. I don't think that's something I would. But again, so the scope is there for something that's off the radar, if you like, because of the attention to detail we've put in it. Again, why waste it? If people want to enjoy that. Escape rooms, another thing. We can lock people in rooms, and we were going to do that anyway. We've got the jail in there. We put a hole in the wall, so we're going to block the wall in and put you have to find the explosive, blow the wall open to get your mate out of jail. So there's things like the metal bars turned up today, didn't they, Andy, for the door?
They did, yes.
Yeah. So they're going to go off to my chap down in Waltham Abbey, Barry, if you're listening.
Barry, yeah.
And he's going to fabricate the jail doors for us. And I have to go back to Waltham Abbey on Saturday, getting back in my van, getting back up for these boys to fit in on Monday. So it's just it's constant. It's just non-stop. But it's certainly getting nearer and nearer. And I must admit, I walked around it on my own the other day and I looked at everything, and I'll be honest with you, it's a little bit overwhelming, really, what's been achieved and the dream come true, really.
Well, I mean, they are 8-meter buildings, so when you walk around, everything's quite daunting anyway, isn't it? So
yeah, there's a bit of hiking going on. Hang on.
Feel free to throw something at him.
Yeah.
Right.
We've got him little
mind.
stiletto shoes for the briefing, so I can
I just stand on a podium.
yeah.
But look, do you know what? I'm happy in the body I'm in. Okay,
As you should be, mate.
only what I've got. Other than,
Other than your mini, yeah.
So Tony, I've got a question from
yeah, go on. Sorry.
I've got a question from a planning point of view, because I get involved with a lot of planning applications and like with my job. Did you have a lot of like stress trying to kind of secure that? Because obviously it's an unusual change of use, for example, isn't it?
Yeah, so it took 6 months, and I wouldn't say stress. It was more just waiting. It was just a lot of waiting, and they kept asking for more information. And obviously, we said this is what we're doing, and this is what we'd like to do. Then they keep coming back with questions, and I'd answer the questions and email that back, and it went on like that. And I must admit, I would publicly like to say that Huntingdon Council are very supportive. They've been very, very positive. You know, it took its time, and there was no objections. That's the other thing. There was nobody in that area that objected us to being there. In fact, on the opposite, we actually had local businesses coming round saying, "Well, what are you doing? You know, what's going on?" So, I mean, yeah, it took its time, and I wouldn't say stressful, but it was dragging it on a little bit, you know. But they were very kind to us, and I think they just they could see a positive. Well, again, you know, Rift Airsoft. I won't discuss numbers, but I'd fall off my chair if I said the words. But we have spent tens and tens and tens of thousands of pounds with local businesses in Huntingdon. So already, Rift Airsoft, being the council granting us permission to build in there, has supported local business. One of them being Greg's and McDonald's.
Yeah. We should have got a discount. We should have got a discount code.
And you think of all the people that come into the area now, which we hope they do, to come and then they'll be buying fuel, they'll be buying food, they'll be supporting other things. So again, it's just a win-win for everybody, isn't it? And that's really, there's nothing negative about that. So had the council have said no, then there's zero, nothing.
Yeah.
But they said yes. So my drawings and plans did look like a child had spent 5 minutes on paint shop. And then they said,
I think I've still got a picture of the original one, and it's like, nothing like it anymore. Yeah.
And
I
was
remember
like,
that first day, and you went, here you go, and I went, what is this?
It's just a box.
Back of a napkin. Yeah.
But that was before I couldn't see the vision at that point. So, but look, the thing about this whole site inside is that, and I'd like to also say as well, and this isn't me plugging anyone because I don't need to do that, but Brehenny Engineering, that's the firm behind us, they own that building. And the landlord there, Simon, is absolute legend. I mean, beyond, he has been so friendly, supportive. I mean, you know, and just welcoming there, you know. So, you know, we're really lucky as well to have such a good landlord that's been nothing bar 100% on board. But the thing is, everything that's gone in that building can come back out. I mean, at great cost, obviously, but it's not permanent, is it? It's still fake. So even though it looks like a shop,
it's pretty permanent.
Yeah, it's semi-permanent. I mean, yeah,
the concrete walls are going to be a pain.
A bulldozer in there. A bulldozer would make light work of that. You know, so again, it's nothing permanent. There's it doesn't break any regulations but it's been built to very high spec. So anyone that's been in there, or we've had a few actually builders walk around looking at it and looking up at the joists and looking everywhere else, and they're like, "Wow, you literally gone every step of the way and then some, you know, to make sure it's strong and safe." And it is 100%. It's really good. All the fire regs are done, everything. Well, Andy, you've been there with me on that, you know. Yeah. When I say let's put a wall here, and then Andy says no because there's a fire exit there, Tony. Yeah. And I go, okay, Andy. Yeah. So, yeah, you know, I get a bit carried away with the walls, you see. So but again, that's more important than anything. Safety is beyond anything else. You know, we have to make sure that everybody that comes through that door is 100% as safe as we can make them. Without, obviously, there's always going to be tripping, slipping, falling hazards and things like that, because that's the nature of having a 2-story environment. But we must make sure that everything's built to the highest standard for strength, and also all the fire exits are there, clearly marked. You know, if there's any problems, all the lights come on and everybody out. It's as simple as that. But that's all controlled off a tablet, you see, as well. So yeah, it's really good. Really proud of it.
So we've got quite a few questions.
Okay.
So and they keep coming in. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do a quick fire and clear them all, so then people can. So right. So the first one is Michael. How big is the parking? As there are many small, as there will be small issues.
Do you want me to read it, Andy?
Oh, mate, I can't. It's just too much.
How big is the parking? Is there maybe a small issue?
We have a semi-large parking at the front, but this also serves Whitesfield Tactical. Breheny Engineering next door, we've got that whole car park. Literally, we could park anybody. Don't worry about that.
Yep.
That's the answer to that one. Yeah.
Right.
We've got overflow parking.
Lovely.
A lot of it.
Next one. Will you stop it? I'll bring up the questions. You read them.
That's fine. Les says, what's the cost of a game?
Right. So one game for your block of 5 hours is £25. A fiver of that goes off to the government, and the other 20 quid goes in the pot to pay the bills. That's simple as that. So £25 for one block.
Pay me.
I'll blame you.
Pay me. Right. Next one.
Gunnar Ross, this isn't so much of a question, but Rift Airsoft, a legacy in the making film documentary coming soon.
Yeah.
A crazy fool. I do talking about that. We do want to get a video briefing. I've mentioned this on the. So I'm going to put this out there to everybody. Eventually, what I'd like to do is record 4 different video briefings. So everyone's heard got the patches that said I've survived Tony's brief, or I haven't survived is the latest one with a skeleton. It made me laugh. It did make me laugh. But look, the briefing isn't for me. And this is what I say to everybody. You know, I wrote the briefing. I know the briefing. The briefing is to deliver that to everybody so they know we're all on the same page. For new players, we love new players. You need new players, but they don't know what's going on. So they need that briefing. But sometimes I do ad-lib. I do go a bit off track and start going off, and that can add to the time. So what I want to do for Blackstone CQB is film 4 different briefings with all exactly the same message, but different people acting different roles. So we'll have somebody blind firing in one video and a big cross, you know, don't blind fire, and then aiming properly and a big tick. This is how you aim. This is how you clear your weapon and safety on and whatever. So we want to film all that. So we're going to need people to come along. And we're just going to have a day or 2 up there just filming. I need somebody to edit for me and put a really cool briefing video together. And we'll have that on a USB stick in the safe zone. And then when people turn up, it'll say, right, guys, we've got a video briefing. It's exactly 20 minutes long or 19, whatever minutes long. And then, but it's going to be different each time, different people, same message, but just different. So if you do play regularly, you're not like, oh, same old briefing. You know, it's going to have a bit of fun with it. And again, people just listening, watch the video. You know how long it's going to be. If you start talking, we push pause. If we have to push pause more than once, we just ask you to leave, because everybody needs to listen. It's respect, and it's all part of the day to keep everyone safe. And there might be things we need to change as well, things to add into that, you know. So, you know, it's just something that we want to do. So if you're interested in being an actor, let me know. Not you, though, Andy. I've seen what you do.
No, I don't want to be on it.
Nick says, how about a pistol and shotgun only game like it Comms 3?
Massive yes, times 10. So some of my favourite and best memorable experiences for airsoft is pistol and shotgun. I mean, literally, I can remember. I still smile thinking about it. And is there anyone that might remember? Everyone knows the mall. Everyone knows the mall in Reading. That was an epic site that everyone loved. Well, opposite there was the bingo hall. And my good friends at Airsoft, it was Airsoft Army at the time, A2 Supplies, they invited us down to play the bingo hall, pistol and shotgun. And I'll tell you what, I hold very fond memories of that evening. So, yeah, absolutely. Watch this space, new year, look out for it, pistol, shotgun, definitely. And I'll play as well because I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, next one.
Joshua Newman, do marshals need body armor?
Everybody except Josh.
Yeah. Actually, I didn't get shot once as a marshal. I got shot more at
James Roos. I've still got the bullet hole there. If James is
the
listening,
bullet hole.
The one time I didn't shout "Marshal" coming through, I got shot. But
well,
no, the truth of it is, Josh, I'm spending a lot of money on video cameras. We got 5 megapixel infrared, glow in the dark. Literally, they are really good cameras going in. All the corridors, all the angles, all the safe areas, the stairs, or safety areas, the stairs. So the marshal can watch the game real time, live with his eyes, and then look down at the tablet and look on different screens. So it's such a hard sight to marshal because there's so many corridors and so many angles and so many, darker areas. The cameras will help the marshals, definitely. And again, help us get feedback and also for safety issues as well. So body armor, no, Josh, you'll be all right. Stand up on the ramp. You'll be fine.
Introduce AI next with the videos.
No,
you won't even have to have that. That'd be amazing. There you go.
Yeah, so Daniel, so single shot only, maximum of 0.28 pellet. Again, we're going to allow tri-burst, the spring shotties, those that fire 3. So when you pull the trigger once, a maximum of 3 pellets out the barrel. Well, I was asked about these Saiga, the 12 shotgun, the TMs,
Yep.
and I said, oh no, they're literally, you can just fire 3 rounds as quick as you pull the trigger. But then people said, well, I've bought one just to play CQB, and do you know what? Let's just pause a minute. Let's see what they do. So we're going to put a gap between each shot. So you've got one of them auto shotguns, bang 1 2 3, bang 1 2 3, bang 1 2, rather than bang 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 bang, and just literally take people's.
I mean, if you need a try shot in that sort of environment, you need to learn how to shoot.
Well, but again, it's
I said that, but I said that to the person that said it this morning as well, so he knows.
The truth is, though, airsoft is it's for, how can I put it? As long as they're UK limit, they're within the limits, and nobody's getting hurt by anything. I want people to enjoy what they've got. I don't want to put restrictions. A lot of people say, "Oh, you're going to allow HPA?" Well, yeah, because in my experience, I mean, I was horrible when I first saw a HPA gun. By the way, I just like go and play paintball. I used to play paintball. I used to love paintball back in the 80s, but I used to have literally the same thing. It was all plugged in, and when I put it on the desk and walked away, it used to fall on the floor and follow me. If I disconnected it. And that's what I loved about airsoft, the fact they were realistic and you didn't have all that. And then years later, I'm back to seeing that again, where everyone's plugging in. But the thing with HPA is the consistency. I mean, when you see those actions going on at HPA, oh, wow, they are really smooth. So I like HPA. Not for me personally. I don't own any HPA. And the only HPA I've ever really wanted to have is an MG42. That would be my dream. An MG40, like rapid on a HPA. But the truth being, no, I'm not going to ban a HPA just because it's not my thing, But as long as people use them respectfully and don't dial them up when they shouldn't, we lock them, make sure they're tied in. People can bring them, and we do random checks on everybody anyway. As you know, Andy, you've marshaled quite a time with us as well. And I've not had any issues. I mean, Andy, at any Rift game, over the years, HPA guys, they know what they've got. They know their craft. They know their gun. No issues. Literally, no issues. And can you tell me any times you've had issues?
No.
Other than they can reach like 80 meters. Like you think, whoa, but they're legal. All site legal. They're fine.
Yeah.
And people spend again a lot of time, and they really invest a lot into their riffs, and I want them to enjoy them. I really genuinely do. So we'll see how we go. I mean, if it works out that the auto shotguns are it's like a DMR, I've seen people at Rift where I've seen people shooting, and I think, cool, that's got a bit of. I say to him, buddy, what is that? And they go, oh, it's my DMR. And I go, what FPS you got? Oh, 400 odd. And I said, well, you can't spam the trigger like that, mate. You need to do that. Oh, sorry. And I'm like, well, we'd all have them, wouldn't we? You know, if that's what you. So again, some people do forget what they've got, but for the most part, we're happy with everyone. But that's what we're Marshall for. That's the whole point, isn't it? And that's why the briefing exists that nobody listens to.
Gunross lights off games.
Yeah, so for the most part, what we can do is when we've got a player base in front of us, so we've got 36, 40 people in front of us, I can say for the last game, should we have the lights off? We did it at the Battery. 50% say yes, 50% say no. So you get that kind of, but we will basically, I had this idea of, I think we were talking about, Andy, starting off with all the lights on. And as the day goes on, it's like the site's getting darker because the moon, you know, the sun's going down. So we can change that. So I wouldn't have lights off necessarily unless it was prearranged and everyone was happy with that. It would like be great fun. Yeah. It would be great fun with lights off.
Me and Alex have worked out that you can actually have it with the lighting system that the first game will be dusk and you can literally fight through dusk till dawn. So in 5 hours, you can have a full daylight cycle.
Yeah, that would be great. I mean, cool. We will be doing, I think the lights off games, we will advertise that for an evening game in the new year. I think that would be a really good call to say, right, you know, again, look, you know, we haven't even opened yet. So, you know, we're right at the beginning, but the scope of this site is amazing. I mean, it's the only thing holding us back is money and imagination. You know, I mean, literally we can do whatever you want to do. I do see a value of, especially the Fright Night games being very, very dark, because when you put people in the dark with things moving around, making funny noises, it's which is you as well, Andy. I've heard you do.
Yeah, that's just a normal working week. That is.
It's not a Fright Night. It's just Andy. He's just come out the toilet. Or go into the toilet anyway.
Probably going.
Going, yeah. But, you know, I think we can do whatever. So the answer is yeah. I'd like to definitely have some lights off games. Why not? And we've just painted out quite a few of the skylights to try and kill off a lot of the natural light, because then we can control how much light we're getting in there. Very scarily watching people up on that tower. I don't know how high is that, Andy? So it's high.
So the apex of the roof is 12 meters.
12 meters. Yeah, that's high enough, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
So that's fun. Weren't me.
No, I wouldn't either.
Landlab Challenge says, "What's it like for comms?"
What is it like for comms? As in comms communication?
I guess what have you got, like radios and things like that between people?
I mean, bring what you've got. Yeah, I mean, we've got our comms for Marshalls, obviously, but if you want to mic up and go for it, then there's no reason for that. There's no restriction on that at all. Yeah. There's
a dead spot towards the back.
Oh, you mean how does comms? Yeah, we did find, didn't we? On the day, there was a couple of times. I think some of the walls where we've got multiple walls, it just didn't quite get through. But again, it wasn't a problem, was it? We didn't have a
no. There's a weird dead spot towards the back, but there's a lot of electrics and like you are in a corner, so you are surrounded pretty much by metal. That seems to be the only real dead spot, or where the speakers are above you. The speakers seem to play havoc with.
Yeah, I think it might be down to different. I mean, I've got the BA Fung ones, however you pronounce that, and they're very good in Woodland and whatever. But I'm actually looking online at the moment. I've been looking to get a whole new set of Marshall radios just for Blackstone CQB. They're on a solid charging unit, so when the Marshalls are done, they just plug in and they just stay there. And we've always got a set ready, so they can just pick them up. Because at the moment I'm bringing them back to Rift HQ in Stevenage to charge everything, to take it all back. I mean, I just need a new. So if anyone's got any recommendation of radios that are good for indoors that can punch through walls, I'm all ears. Again, you know, I don't know everything. I just use Google.
Yeah.
So this is a first for us, really. I mean, the Battery in Essex, that site there, that was a good stepping stone. And we learned a lot from that one because you were there building that one with me, weren't you, Andy? And we learned a lot from that. And I will say, they say, every step in life is a learning experience. You do gain. And I think without the battery, I don't think Blackstone CQB would be as good as it is, because we did certainly learn a lot from that.
I was there. Of course, it was going to be as good.
No praise like self-praise.
Oh, yeah.
Stuart asks, if and when the CCTV is in action in this game zone, and Tony Whitmarsh mentioned it could be played on screen, is it possible we could share on socials and maybe ask for footage of certain cool plays? Only a thought. Yeah, so
I have to have a word with the tech wizard, but the idea is that the game that's being played literally as you're watching it is fed to a big 75-inch screen in the safe zone. So if you're not playing, you could just sit there and watch that while you're chatting with your buddies. That's all good. There's also viewing windows, so you can stand there and watch. You can look down into the forecourt of one area, and then if you go around into another room, you can actually watch people as they're right up against you in the upstairs one of the rooms. So it's like you're actually in there with them, but they can't see you because it's all mirrored. So that's the idea. But where the streaming's concerned, I'd very much welcome that. Yeah, to try, get it out there so people can just be at home watching. Oh, look, that's what they're doing at Blackstone CQB today. That actually this is them playing live right now. The only thing I would do is if there's anyone's got an objection to have them being filmed or being put out there, then obviously we'd have to say no and cut the connection on that, because obviously I haven't researched the rules and laws but I'm sure for the most part we could just stream it, unless I say that's part of the thing and you have to sign to that. If not, then don't play. I don't know, but it would be nice to stream it, wouldn't it? Does anyone know the rules on that? You're allowed to stream without,
I'm sure
as long as we get,
you would struggle on Facebook and YouTube just for the whole people running around with guns, because we have the exact same thing.
Right.
But I think there's sort of ways and means around doing things.
I think you can do a delay as well, as long as it's delayed and not live like this. I think there's ways around it.
Yeah,
we'll do some research.
I'm not going to lie, very new to this on this side of the scale. I mean, we just take loads of pictures at Redcon 2 and Commons 3, put them on the gallery, and that's what we do. But to have something now, we've got an indoor site that's got Wi-Fi there. There's all mod cons there. And
technology.
We've met this amazing tech wizard guy, Alex, the special effects chap. It opens up new doors, doesn't it? It opens up new ideas. So I think it'd be a shame not to do things that we've never done before. But the ultimate thing is getting people in to enjoy the sport they love or that they're getting into, and have a run round and have a bit of fun. That's the priority.
Yeah.
And anything else we can do on top of that is icing on the cake.
Brilliant. And I think this is the last actual question.
Yeah.
Could you hold a zombie game there?
Yeah.
I still never forget, Stuart, that zombie night we did back about 8 years, I don't know how many years it was, when I give everyone, right, call off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and Stuart, when I got to Stuart, he wouldn't say his number. He went, "Oh, sorry, I forgot." It was like, what?
Yeah.
But anyway, yes, we want to do a Fright Night Friday, even if it's once or twice a month, where we've got our very, very, very skilled actors that we've had in the past with all their makeup, everything, come in and scare people. So the zombie nights are brilliant. We've had some real fun over the years. We don't do them often, and I think that's good as well, because everyone just loves. When we do another one, they just book in. I think we could do them more often at Blackstone CQB because the venue's there, and that's what I'm saying. If every day the doors are closed, it's just a waste. So yes, zombies, yes.
Plus, the wall needs to make a new appearance. His hammer hasn't come out for a little while.
Who's that?
Me on the last one when I was walking around.
I do remember. Yeah.
Drew asked, have you thought about inviting the police to site to carry out training?
They've already visited.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was hilarious.
The police are here. They want to speak to you. I went, what? So, yeah, I mean, the truth of it is I've been contacted as well by several, not only airsoft training, there's people that do sort of like the close protection sort of thing. There's been quite a lot of interest in the actual site itself. And again, it would be a waste not to allow the local constabulary in, or anyone, the NHS, to do, like, get a stretcher up in fill it with smoke, and everyone has to try and work out how to get a body out, not a real body, of course. So yeah, I'd like to certainly invite the local authorities in and see if it's any use to them. Again, that would help cover the costs. It's a labour of love, and it's quite costly to rent. Everyone knows. So yeah, the more the merrier, really. I think Brilliant. Dog training as well, isn't it? They'd use dogs.
Canine unit would be wicked.
Yeah, the chap was saying that at the jail they use that there's quite a lot goes on there. So again, it's just a different venue for them to use. I'll be more than happy to show them round, and they've got a classroom to use upstairs as well, which will have a TV in there. Again, free tea and coffee. They can it just makes it a nice environment to do a theory and then go down and do a practical. So it makes sense.
The rest of the chat is mostly just filled with love and adoration, so I'll run through a few of those quickly. Gunnar Ross says, me and the guys may contemplate doing a charity event there in the New Year's.
Wonderful.
Stuart says, Havel, Hale, I found it super fun during the test day, and hell yes to Hell yes to many no's will ruin it.
Too many numbers would ruin it, and I agree with that.
Too many numbers. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's true. You have to.
It's street slang.
Yeah, I see it now.
Street slang.
I've known it years. I can read that.
JBG Airsoft said the test day was amazing. Looking forward to coming up for the grand opening.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Stuart Knight, the test day game, I wandered into meeting the Blues, high knife kill, lol, run away, then accidentally shot Tony.
Accidentally.
Yeah, we know what you like, Stuart.
To be fair, I shot Andy at the test day as well, which he loved.
You enjoyed that.
Yeah,
I was a marshal.
Well, you weren't a marshal. You're on my team.
No, I wasn't. Yeah, you were the one. You were the idiot that I ran past and went, cover me, and you went, all right, and then just shot me in my back.
Well, it was dark. I couldn't see.
You know what, though?
Stuart says... Sorry, go on, Tony.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was Friday night, the night before the test game. I'm not going to lie, I was a little bit nervous. And anyone that knows me well knows that I can get 99 people tell me how good it was, and I get one person say, "No, that was," and that one person's the bother that really bothers me. And I'm terrible for that. And it's just for some reason my payment, if you like, is listening to people and their feedback and their stories and they're a good time, that they're really enjoying it, and that makes me feel good. So Friday night, I was really, is it going to play well? I was quite confident it should, but you never know. And I must admit, Saturday evening, after the first game, I felt a real uplifting feeling of, it was great. And then Sunday, as I said, before Andy and I left the site, we had a little chat, didn't we, Andy? And it was a nice way of just because Andy has literally lived his life trying to help build that, and you have done a great job there, Andy. And I think it needs to be said because, no, it's true, 100%. So it was quite a stressful time, but now I'm not feeling so nervous about that. It's just I just want to give everybody as much as I can. I want it to be absolutely ram-packed with all the props and everything ready for that opening weekend. But again, time is ticking and there's always things that hold you up, mainly Andy chatting in the morning, not doing any work. But other than that,
cheers.
Just kidding. It's just, I just want everyone to enjoy it. That's really what I'm trying to say. It's that's the most important thing for me is I just want it to be a home for people to go, do you know what? Even if you're not booking in to play, just come and visit, have a cup of tea, go down on the range, sit on the sofa and just chat, just enjoy and watch out the window, watch everyone shooting each other. We also, Jake come up with a great idea of doing non-PvP nights or days where rather than people shooting each other, we can do the attack sense around the actual site. And you've got a time to go round each room and clear and hit these targets. You know, we can have fun like that as well. Why does it have to always be shooting each other? We can use the site for other things, you know? So yeah, there's stuff we can do.
I'm not going to lie. I was generally cacking myself on the Saturday because I've spent a lot of your money, Tony. And I was, Saturday morning, I was genuinely proper petrified because I was like, if it don't work, I don't know what to do now. Like my brain
when I went
burnt out by that point.
I didn't realise. I mean, let's be honest with it. Cost of living is everybody. You know, I mean, I'm more seasoned in my years than a lot of people are, but I know that obviously everyone's definitely feeling the pinch, you know, and things don't look to be getting any better either, you know. And I still want to deliver value for money, but I didn't realise the cost of materials. Oh my God. And the local businesses like Travis Perkins and Rose Building Supplies and all the other people that we've used, including Greg's and McDonald's, they've given great prices. But the truth of it is the sheer volume of materials that have gone into that build is beyond anything I'd imagined. It went way over budget very, very quickly. And it's one of those things as well. When you've started it, you can't stop. It's you just have to keep going. So luckily, I've pulled in some resources and done what I've had to do. Bit of begging on the streets, and there's a few post offices I've had to visit.
Yeah, just check out his OnlyFans page.
And it's running. I'm very tight now, but the truth of it is, the vision is certainly at this stage now. We're certainly starting to see the end result, and it is amazing. The shell that everyone ran around the other week, should I say, was brilliant. I mean, people said you could just play it like this. But that isn't where we wanted to leave it. You know, we wanted to take it to that next stage. And we'll just keep adding to it. So even when we open, I wouldn't say don't judge it. Please do judge it. But the truth of it is we're just going to keep adding more to it anyway. So, you know, I think is it 50 lights have gone in there, Andy? Is it 50 of the Parcan different ones? And we've got 25 cameras, 4 large speakers, and then loads of other stuff as well for the special effects. So, you know, it should be really good. In fact, I'm going to say this probably to close with: if people don't like this, well, what will they like? Because what else can you do? I mean,
what do you want?
Underwater. There you go.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, but again, you know, we've got a 10-year lease for anyone that might want to know. 10 years on it. So it's not going to be a 5-minute pop-up site. We've put everything we've got into it because we have got 10 years on it. So all I'll ask very kindly is if you enjoy it, please support it and please share it. You know, please get as many people there as you can. It will fully book, and it has already. It's honeymoon period at the moment, so that will settle down, I'm sure. But unfortunately, I won't keep adding people on because, again, I want to have quality rather than quantity. Quality rather than quantity. Sorry,
we know what you meant.
Quality over quantity, because if I get the reputation of just overfilling the site to get more money in, people won't support it. So I just need the support for that as well. That'd be great.
I want it to be a success so that you can then go, you know what, this is a really good idea. Let's roll these out across the country and then build one in Kent. That'd be amazing.
Never doing it again. Never.
Never. But I am open for design and building consultation if there are offers. But my price will go up.
Funny enough, actually, I did get an email today. I'm just a little bit of and there's a chap that's got an old 3-story mill that he's offered me. But there you go.
Oh, bloody hell.
But I'm going to look at it next week.
You and me are going to fall out. I'll tell you.
You could
get Ollie on. You can get Ollie on that one.
Pegasus says when it, I think if it needs to come down, he says when it needs to come down, you could sell it as a
rage room. Yeah, I think you're right there. Just get everyone in there to smash out. I mean, look, the landlord's so good. I'm hoping that he'll extend our lease after 10 years. I'm 54. I'll be 64 then. I think I'll be looking to hang up my airsoft high vis. Oh, hang on, it's Hazel's. I'll have a coffee. Yeah, thanks, Hazel. Yeah. I don't know how much time we've got left, but anyway, I could talk all night. You know that.
No, it's fine. Yeah, we are coming.
Realistically, I'll just hand over to me boy or whoever wants to run it. I'm sure Steve will. He's a good lad. He'll run it for me. He'll probably be running it next year anyway. But that's if he's still watching. I've got him now. But no, I must admit, 10 years. But to be honest with you, we had 10 years at ComSite 3, and that went like that. Literally, 2012 we took that on, and then year 2022 we're like, oh, just 10 years has gone really quick. So time does fly. It really does.
Yeah.
But hopefully we're back at ComSite now. Next year, maybe.
Hopefully.
Maybe.
We'll have you on then as well.
Andy, now we know about building, we can really do something.
What do you mean now we know about building? I've just learned as I've gone along.
Drew says, I've got a video guy and a voiceover guy I can recommend to you.
Oh, that's brilliant. Excellent. Okay. As I said, I don't know how to do it myself, but I'll probably do like a storyboard of different scenes I'd like to act, have acted. And then it'll be me doing the hi guys, welcome. And then it'll be right, don't do this. And it'll be an actual, because what I find is when I do a briefing, I'm just telling people, explaining things, but people have to visualize it in their mind what I mean. Whereas if we actually have a video of people doing it wrong and a big cross, then it kind of, oh, okay, don't do that. And then it'll be do it this way. That's the right way to do it.
You have to get you a proper director's chair, aren't we?
I'm going to have to get a director's chair with those little cats. Yeah. But the thing is as well, it can be a fun briefing then, because we're delivering the message. We're telling people this is what we need. This is what you can do. This is what you can't do. X, Y, Z. But and people will grin and they'll remember it. It will just be a bit of fun, but still get the message out, and it won't be me waffling on like I'm doing now. So it'll hopefully be, and we can say it's exactly 18 minutes long. Done. There you go. That's the idea.
So, for people that want to book on or book in, I guess, to the Blackstone site, how can they do that?
Well, at the moment, we're using the Rift Airsoft booking page, which is on the Rift Airsoft website. Right. Again, my Rift Airsoft website is literally prehistoric. It's an old V Bulletin website. I've got a new website being built. Thank you, Hazel. Oh, look, there we go. Hang on. There you go. I've got a new website which will be going live in January. But for now, www.riftairsoft.com. Click on the booking link in the middle, takes you to the page, and I think it's pretty much fully booked except for the 30th of November. We've got some Saturday games there. I think I did look earlier. I'll be opening booking next Monday for December's games. And we'll be running, and we're going to do at the end of the year, we're going to do the 27th, 28th, and 29th of December. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday before New Year. And Santa might be making an appearance. You never know. So, and again, that's a great thing because it's indoors and the weather doesn't get to it. And it's not a pop-up site. It's there permanently. We can put all the Christmas decorations in there. We can make it all look really nice. And, like Redcon 2, we get there on a Saturday. We spend literally so much time just setting it all up. Then we have to take it all away again Sunday when everyone goes home. Whereas Blackstone CQB, it's brilliant because we can just,
like you said, no rain, no wind. It could be
no wind, no,
absolutely slashing it down. You could go through Hurricane Katrina again and still be
doesn't
able to
matter.
play.
Yeah, So the booking side of it is it's prepay. The only reason why I've done prepay, and if I'm being really honest, it's because of people. So we still get to this day lots of people booking in and not showing up. Some people cancel their booking. This is at Redcon or Com3. It averages a minimum of 10% of the bookings don't show up, which, okay, you say, well, that's how it is. But when you're only having 36 people booking in for a game, you get 10% not showing up, 4 or 5 people, and you add that going on and on and on. That's a lot of revenue you're not getting in to pay the bills. And I'm not a money man at all. I mean, trust me, I've put a lot more money into this than anyone would believe, but you still got to pay your rent and your rates and your staff and everything else, the utilities. And so prepay, I don't like prepay. I never have. Andy, we've had this discussion. Yeah. I don't like taking people's money up front. I'd rather it be more relaxed. So you could say, well, don't do prepay. You could just say, just put more numbers on it. And then if people don't show up, well, it doesn't matter because you've already booked in more. But then what if they all do show up? Then I've got a problem where I've got too many people. So unfortunately, because of the people over the years that have just not shown up, it's forced my hand into making a decision to ask for prepay, which, I may adjust it as we go on. But at the moment, it's something, especially this crucial time of us just starting up. And people have been so supportive. So anybody that's booked in, thank you so much. Really do appreciate that. And I mean that.
I mean, I know your thoughts about the prepay, but I think, in all honesty, with the amazing value, and I'm not saying this to blow smoke up your arse at all, but 25 quid for a game, it is a good price, and for what you're getting, I don't think personally it would be a problem. I get the money's tight and the like, but ultimately, if that's it's worthwhile almost. I don't foresee that to be a problem myself, but appreciate. No, I'm not running the event or your company, so it's entirely up to you.
No, again, we was having this discussion the other day as well, and as much as we all love the UK and everything, the thing with leisure as well is, I mean, if I was a retailer that buys and sells to bring money in, then I can claim the VAT back on the products I'm buying to sell on. But when you're a leisure business, there's no product. It's just you're inviting people in to rent fresh air, really, to walk around the space. So the money that I can claim back is very little compared to other business. So at that £25, a massive chunk of that has to go to the VAT man. Otherwise, he'll chase me with a big stick. So again, that's another thing that I have to take into account, that I have to pay that out, which is a standard anyway. Some people are probably thinking, what's he waffling about? But it's part of to keep the site running, it needs to be that £25. And then that helps me, so I can reserve 20 for Rift, £5 for the VAT man. I can pay all my bills with that. And then hopefully we're not closing the site in a few years or whatever. Because I can't afford it. But again, it's the rates as well, business rates. Wow, big money, But ignore
that. NAV Challenge happy to pay £1 for his tea. So there you go.
Oh really? Well, it's free tea and coffee. Free tea and coffee.
It's free except for NAV Challenge. You've got to pay £1 now.
Oh
yeah, all the time.
What we are doing though, and there was a really good guy on the test weekend who come up with the idea of BB tax. And that's if you drop BBs on the floor, you get charged £2 a BB. You should see how quick people are picking them up. We're having a bit of fun. Look, I want people to really love it. I want people to enjoy it. And I really want people to respect it, and look after it. Because as I say to people, it's your site. It's not my site. You're playing it. You're spending your money on it. Look after it. It makes sense, There you go.
Well, thank you ever so much, Tony, for joining us this week. It was absolutely cracking to visit the test day. And I genuinely wish you all the best, because it was a brilliant site that I saw. I'll definitely be back. Obviously, Andy will be back likely tomorrow.
Tomorrow morning, 5:30.
Well, look, I think what we've got, somebody told me that they've done a search and they couldn't find anything like this to this scale in the UK. Somebody else said, there's nothing like this in Europe, which, again, makes me humbled in a way. I know there's some amazing CQB venues, but I just want to make it very clear as well. This hasn't been built to try and compete with anybody or try and. All it is I got this amazing opportunity to start something with my son and my son-in-law, Whitesphere Tactical, in a really great location in Huntingdon. The moon's aligned. I went for it. I've put in everything I've got and listened to Andy and all the builders there. We've worked incredibly hard, and all it is for people just to come and enjoy it. That is as simple as that. Just come and enjoy it. And also support your local airsoft. I say it 100 times. Every single airsoft site in the UK needs you and your support. Go and play. If you've not played at your local site for a while, dust your kit off and go and book in and play with them. They need you, and it's everywhere. Please do, honestly, because I know, because I run airsoft. It's not easy. It's not as easy as people think, and it's not all roses either. So, and that's also your retailers. Anywhere that you've not bought anything from, go and visit them. Go and buy. Spend some money with them if you can, because they need you, and I really mean that. I do. So, keep the sport alive.
Oh,
I was going to ask you.
Final words. Yeah.
I was going to offer the closing words, but I feel that is the closing words. To be fair.
Yeah. I think you nailed that.
Support your local retailer. Support your local airsoft site. Come and visit us as well. But certainly, honestly, just keep spending. If you've got that little bit of money, keep spending with them, because it really does help everybody in the industry, and that's everybody out there. And I do mean that generally, from Scotland down to South Coast, everywhere. Just keep going, including Wales. Don't forget Wales.
Yeah.
I'll just say, yeah. And then it'll just grow. The sport will get better and better and better. You know. There you go.
No, that's cool. So next week we're going to be chatting about kit admin off the field. So basically, you've come back from an airsoft event. You may be, not planning to play airsoft for a week, a month. Maybe you're putting it down for a couple months. So we're going to be talking about the storage, how you look after your kit, sort of different methodologies of that. If you want to get in touch with the show for that, you can do so on our email at nofochat@hotmail.com. Our Instagram is at November_Foxtrot_NoFo, and the website is novemberfoxtrot.co.uk. Just a reminder, if you want to book on to the Blackstone CQB, or in fact any other Rift site, Rift game or anything like that, you can do so on www.riftairsoft.com. We've already done the closing words, so I don't really know
that's it. That's right. Yeah. Just thanks very much, Tony.
Thank you guys for having me on. I really appreciate your support as well. And I do wish you guys all the best of luck for whatever you do. I was going to sign in last week, but we were up at the site decorating and we just got a little bit waylaid. But
genuinely, I'm decorating my house at the moment. I can't believe you're wallpapering. I like, if anyone even suggested wallpaper in this house, I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. You're wallpapering a warehouse. Like, it's just bonkers.
There is a reason why people don't do what we do. But listen, the truth of it is, the end result will be the feedback we get from people, and I do hope that they immerse themselves in it. I do hope they see the vision of what it is, and it's just a bit of fun. That's all it is. It's just a bit of fun in a warehouse. Lose yourself for a few hours, burn some calories, make new friends, spend some money. Don't spend money. Whatever you want to do, just come and then enjoy it. Have a cup of tea.
Pick up your BBs.
Pick up your BBs.
And pick up your BBs.
And say hello to my mini-me. Where is he? There he is.
Well, bye-bye to mini-me.
I'm such a child. I couldn't be allowed out, really.
Andy, anything you want to add before we go?
No.
No, you can't have any more money, Andy. No.
Yeah. I've given up asking.
Right.
Okay then, guys.
Thanks again, Tony. We'll be back Wednesday, 8 p.m. next week. And in the meantime, have a cracking week.
Take care. And thanks everyone that's taking the time to obviously tune in and say hi. And I do hope to see you guys. Just a little plug for the Whitesphere shop as well. It's open Monday, Wednesday, at the moment Thursday, but that's going to stop soon. Friday, Saturday and Sunday. So they're here from 11 a.m. till 7 p.m. Even if you're just driving down the A1 near Huntingdon, want to pop in, say hello, just please do.
Yeah.
They again need your support. Looking shop as well.
So, always think of those guys. They always, and Jake's always up for a haggle as well. So if you see a ticket price, always have a haggle with him.
Yeah, you can do that.
Oh, there you go. Look, there's the old Morris.
I'll show that in a sec. Whitesphere. There you go, lads. Look at all that.
Whitesphere Tactical. Yeah.
Yeah.
All the
I think
guns.
there's more than that
And
there now.
they've got some wicked shotguns in for like 75 quid. I was looking at one today and I was like, I wonder if I can put that down as a nail gun.
Yeah. What's your name? Ollie.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right then, chaps. Will you take care, everybody?
Nice one.
And we'll
Yeah,
see you on the
okay.
other side.
Thanks,
See you soon.
Thanks very much, Tony.
Cheers.
Take care.